thoughtful ideas and suggestions for guests and topics.
Great events, programs, and student activities.
All the factors are useful.
Welcome to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. I'm your host, Lawrence Payne. To our regular viewing audience, welcome. To those joining us perhaps for the first time here for HCC's TV Dialogue Houston, we're here now every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. We also can be found now on YouTube and online, and by also going always to HCC's TV Dialogue Houston, hitting the link, it'll take you to our segments. We're doing this course in the Zoom format. We're doing the show live in Zoom from home. I want to thank you always for your calls, emails, and text messages concerning the shows we've had previously, and your great ideas and thoughtful suggestions for guests and subjects to be covered on upcoming segments of Dialogue Houston. For after all, this is your community affairs, public affairs show now in its 27th season. We look forward to you having this great discussion with us as we're going to involve some wonderful areas of thought that we need to look at. As you know, we're doing a special edition of Dialogue Houston entitled Living in New Knowledge, brought to you with our friends at the Houston Public Library. On a regular basis, we'll be featuring the great work and opportunities that new knowledge awaits for you at your Houston Public Library. Houston Public Library, our great resource, has been serving the citizens of Houston since 1904. It is truly has been our link to the world. In fact, the way you access everything at the Houston Public Library is by having your own individual library card called MyLink. You can access this by going free of charge and accessing the great resources at the Houston Public Library. All you need is this card and your PIN number. If you do not have a card, you may do so by going online and applying for the electronic version of the card that is valid until August 1st. Or you may call 832-393-1313, or again, the website is very simply houstonlibrary.org. So as we begin this week's segment of the HPL Special Edition, I am joined by Mercedes Clarke, who is the Division Manager of Community Education, which covers all kinds of questions about community access and equity, part in the great world of digital learning and education. Mercedes, welcome. So great to have you. How are you doing?
Larry. Here you go. There it is.
All right, there it is. You have yours, and I have mine. You have yours, I have mine.
That's right. That's right.
Never leave home without it. Okay, here we go. So tell us, this wonderful thing that we do through the library, electronically and digitally, is more about just looking for jobs. It covers jobs, but it covers a whole lot of other things, does it not?
It sure does, Larry. What we aim to do here, we do quite a bit to help folks, job seekers. Pre-COVID, we did have the presence of the workforce solution coming in, advisors coming in and spending some time at Central Library, and I believe at a Spring Branch Library we're looking to expand that relationship and collaboration, maybe to include some virtual advising once we start opening our doors to our patrons again. So we are always looking to expand that support for job seekers. We also have some open job labs that we do in the various neighborhood libraries. And that's where librarians and library staff can sit one-on-one and help some of our patrons go through our digital resources and help them build their resumes and their cover letters and look for jobs. And many of the links that we have on our website for them to go ahead and go look. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Some resources are available, some are not, but tell us about the main ones that are still available, even with the library being closed while we go through COVID-19.
Well, you know that the door's closed, but we're not closed. Our digital resources through HoustonLibraries.org, if you go to the Find and Explore tab, you can go ahead and access tons of resources for job seekers. We have, and I have them all outlined, we have things like job search, career one-stop, job banks, We have Brain Fuse, which is one of our collaborators, our partners that help seekers rebuild and redesign and upgrade their resumes, their cover letters. We have Jobs Houston, which is just talking, you have links to all the jobs in Houston. You have USA Jobs, which is federal jobs. We have all types of links there that could help you look for computer jobs. We have research links for salaries. So for example, if you're thinking of relocating, you want to know what salary you need to maintain the same standard of living that you have here in Houston. And so if you go to another state, you could go ahead and pop in some numbers there. Also, we have access to Glassdoor, which kind of gives you an idea of what salaries are made in certain positions, for example, in coordination or in management, so that you can compare when you're starting to look for a job. Absolutely. And of course, our gems are always the training. We have some online training available for those who want to upgrade their skills. So you have Brain Fuse, which is one of our adult learning centers. We have lynda.com, lynda.com. We have access to that training. And my favorite is the Gale Courses. And the reason why I love them so much is because they are full courses, instructor-led, and they give you a certificate of completion at the end. So you have many courses in there just to upgrade your skills, time management courses, learn a little bit more about Office and Word and PowerPoint and Excel. So those are the things that are completely free to the public, because what we want to do here is always create equal and equitable access to education and resources.
And now's the time to avail yourself of those free services and skills to upgrade your skills. And the myriad of courses that you can take is really amazing. People really need to go in and look at the catalog and look at their offerings, because
And
they cover.
all you need.
Because they cover.
All you need.
All you need. All you need.
All you need to access it. So,
and it covers such a myriad of topics and subjects, though. You can really upskill and uplearn. Yes. Let's talk about the newest one, because I just saw the other day how many new jobs are being created in this new category called tracers.
Oh, the
tracers. They're going to be hiring, and yes, and paying great. It's going to be a good salary, and that's the job.
It is. Absolutely.
You know, every crisis creates an opportunity. So now you're going to have this whole new category of jobs, this whole new job that didn't even exist 12 weeks ago, going back to March.
And actually, the mayor has announced that they will be hiring quite a few contact tracers.
Yes.
So that's a new opening for young people and those of us, those Houstonians who have no jobs because of the COVID-19.
It's also a great opportunity to look at the skill set you have, your experience, your knowledge, and wisdom, reframe it, recast it, restructure it, rewrite it, because the job market going forward, and even the job titles and the jobs that are going to be available, will be in some ways vastly different than they are now.
Absolutely. There are two things that we know for sure. We know, one, that in trying times like these, even big companies slash their training budgets. So what they're waiting for is to hire and rehire folks who are ready to hit the road, running. They will not spend months and months in training. They're hoping that you have taken that responsibility onto your hands and found sources and resources to keep training and upgrading your skills. So that's one. And the other one is the job market's just going to be much more competitive. More people looking for jobs in the same space. And this is all over the US and all over the world. So just taking that, refreshing your resume, going in there into, Brain Fuse. And the wonderful thing about those systems is that you can go in, submit your resume, and 24 hours later, someone will send you their feedback. An expert in the field will send you the feedback. And so you can tweak it and make changes, upgrade it. you want to be noticed. And now I don't know if everyone knows out there, but most resumes go into this database and data bank. And, they are kind of sorted there. They're not reviewed by a human being at the very beginning, right? They're reviewed in algorithms. And if you have the right language in there, you get to go, into the candidate pool. And if not, you're just don't make it. So
let's just speak that for let's speak to that for a moment, because a lot of people I've talked to, even before all this world of COVID-19, has said that the key to getting a job and getting the interview is not so much what's in your resume, what you've done, your experience, is that you have to match the keywords in your resume with the keywords that the algorithm will pick up before you even have a chance of getting moved to the next level. It's taken the human being out of the equation. And so now it's all a computer thing. But here's the problem with that. That's only true for certain people. Those who still have a relationship or connection or a contact with the human being in the company, who's a friend of a friend of a friend, whose father or mother, it was meant to level the playing field, but it has not done that. Because those who still have privilege and have access to go around that system continue to do so. Because I think it's an equity question. It's access on one hand, then it's the equity question on the other hand. It has tended to skew it, not so much in the fairness arena, but going back to who you know and who knows you, what networks you have, and who's your contacts.
Yes.
I mean,
I agree that there's always going to be the certain number of jobs that are given to the who you know people. But here at the Houston Public Library, what we want to do is kind of flatten that curve. And with providing these free online resources, educate a little bit more.
And that's the key right there.
Yes,
that's the key right there.
Educate the public, our patrons, into noticing that just one piece of paper, resume, is not good for every job that you apply for.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to tweak it for every single application you put in.
And notice I didn't say it was a good or bad thing. I just said it's reality.
It is reality. It is reality.
The artificial intelligence has taken over from the human being.
Yes.
At a time where we need this contact and concern and extra care for the human being, we're going the society, and now with the post-COVID-19 world, who knows where that's all headed.
Right.
Anyway.
And so what we aim to do is say, okay, here are these electronic resources. Let's meet technology with technology, right? Let's put your resume through this system, see what happens, what comes out on the other end, how you can make those changes to give you that competitive edge, because this is the way of the world. It's not going back to where that you have human beings looking at your resumes.
So
now it's the way it's going. So let's get you to there and play in that field.
Right, exactly. So another reason to make sure we're all living in new knowledge.
Yes.
Linking. Another reason for us all to be living in new knowledge, because it is going to be the knowledge of the human being who has taken information, turned it into education, education into knowledge, knowledge into wisdom, wisdom into action, and do something with it, that are going to be able to navigate and be successful in the world that we're going forward. In the next new normal, it is going to be, we've always said education has been the key, but now even more so. And knowledge going forward is going to be more so the equation.
And access to that education.
And
access to that is very
equal
important.
access. Equal access.
Exactly.
Which brings in a whole other discussion about websites and all other stuff, which we're going to talk about with our next guest after our break. Okay, Mercedes, any quick closing comments, and also tell us where we can reach you if they want to continue this dialogue and grow in knowledge through the expertise and the resources you have.
Well, you can always reach me. I am reachable through my email, mercedes.clarke, that's with an E, at houstontx.gov. Anyone who wants to go ahead and reach out to me, I am always online. So please do that. Go and take a look at our resources, our digital resources on houstonlibrary.org. We have a slew of resources for you. People who have their high school degrees, underneath the high school degrees, there are so many skills that you can up your skill in order to get that competitive edge and get in, put that foot in the door, get yourself a job, take control. This is what's very important. These resources allow you to take control of what your learning is. And that is what companies are looking for. They're looking for folks knowledge workers who know how to take control of their own learning experience. And
all righty.
this is what we're doing for you.
We have to stop it there for now. We thank you
All
for
right,
being
thank
part
you,
of
Larry.
Dialogue Houston. We're going to continue to watch the wonderful work that HPL does in this arena, and I'm sure we'll have you on in future segments down the road.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're going to take a small pause and break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by the wonderful discussion about Cafecollege. I have just the perfect guest to explain to you what Cafecollege is. And by the way, it's for all of us, no matter what age. We use a college. No. Trust me, you're going to want to watch this. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. If you've been with us for the first part of the show, we had a great discussion with our friend Mercedes Clarke at Houston Public Library, the Division Manager of Community Education. Now we're going to switch our attention to a wonderful piece of the puzzle that the Houston Public Library operates called Cafecollege. And the person who's going to lead us through this discussion is Jacquina Sowell. She's a library service specialist over at the place where this place happens is Carnegie Library. And Cafecollege is its own special thing. It is its own wonderful world. So let's tell us about Cafecollege and give us a little history and background. But first of all, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you for the invite. I am definitely honored. So Cafecollege Houston, it is an entity under the Houston Public Library. It is a college and career access center where we help the community students, anyone who has ever had the desire or passion of pursuing a higher education, we help them with that process. So even if that looks like financial aid assistance, we help with that, the college application assistance, scholarship assistance. So anything in regards to college and career readiness is the support that we offer here at Cafecollege Houston.
And it's really for anyone who wants to get back into college or go to college. Age, it doesn't really matter?
No, sir, it does not matter. We do not focus on the age or the stage that you are in your life. We do a lot of events in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, even for returning adult learners. We also assist in that as well. And we don't focus just on college. Normally when they hear that, they think about, 4-year degree.
Right.
No, we focus on 2-year degree or a trade or vocational, whichever way, or certificate, whichever way that you're trying to go, is we're here to support in that area. So you come in, you just let us know what you're needing assistance with, and we start you right there and we help move you forward.
Now let's speak to that for a moment, because that's really where a lot of this is headed. The idea of being able to come and get help and assistance to enroll and get in those certificate programs, particularly through the community college system, because a lot of jobs that you can get, well-paying jobs, after those 6 months, 9 months, 1 year certificate program pays actually in some ways more than a 4 year
Yeah.
college degree, is
And-
really important in this changing environment and changing work situation that we're in, is it not?
Yes, sir. It is definitely important. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it really just depends on what career path you're going down, what level of education is needed. So if you're trying to be a welder or HVAC or a beautician, different things like that, it may not require you to have a 4-year degree. It may just require you to have a certificate that may be 8 to 12 months or maybe even a year. So it really is just depending on which path you're trying to go down, which path will require the level of education needed.
And even though we may be closed, you're still providing as much services as we have before, but it's all done remotely now.
Absolutely. So yes, sir. We're still providing advising in our sessions via the phone at 832-393-1737. Also, they can email me, email Cafecollege at cafe.college@houstontx.gov. And they can also schedule, we can also have like a virtual session like what we're doing right now, if that would be more feasible, so we can be able to share screens, just depending on what type of assistance that they're needing. We can also have a virtual advising session as well. Absolutely.
In other words, we're there for you and we'll figure out and be creative in any way we need to make that happen.
Yes, sir. We're still definitely here for the Houston and surrounding areas to let everyone know that if they still have that passion and that dream to pursue a higher education, we're definitely here to support them, and also the universities and the colleges to support the students in getting into those institutions of their choice.
Let me ask a question based upon the previous conversation with Mercedes. You heard it, you were listening to it, you were part of it, and you've been part of Cafecollege for a long time now and understand that the question we were raising in part with her about accessibility and equal opportunity and equity, I'm sure in the work and the wonderful human beings that you work with there at Cafecollege, that question has always been part of the conversation, comes up in different ways. How have you seen that played out over the last few years?
So actually, it definitely has played out in more of a positive way. We definitely see a lot of first generation students and their parents come in of all races and nationalities, come in needing that support and wanting to be able to have that opportunity to go to college regardless of their economic situation or regardless of their ethnicity. We try to be able to share with everyone that regardless of all those that may be presented to you, that any and everyone has the opportunity of achieving a higher education, and we're definitely here to help, because we are aware, based on the conversation that you had with Mercedes and the doctor before from Rice, that Hispanic Americans and African Americans, we already know the challenges that they face in regards to education. So we definitely want to be a part. Cafecollege and HPL definitely wants to be a part to bridge that, so they can know that regardless, the opportunities are there, the support is there, the funding is there, the resources are there for any and everyone. All it just takes is for you to have that dream in your mind and want to execute it, and we're there to help that unfold.
You know, diversity, inclusion, and equity has always been a big part of the library world. Internally in our wonderful own HPL, just recently there was a webinar on that subject matter that our own Dr. Rhea Lawson was part of, and the great discussion held there was one that really going forward, again, as I was making the comment with Dr. Kleinberg earlier, this type of work, this type of understanding going forward is not optional. The idea of equity, inclusion, and diversity as a strength is something not something that's going to go away. It's only going to get more robust as it should be across the country, even through beyond the library world. The Texas Library Association, the ALA, the American Library Association, all of them are understanding that this work we do is so important. You, as part of the wonderful team of the Houston Public Library, have understood this from our beginning. I remember when I sat with you in your orientation program back when you first came on boarding, that we talked about that then, and that has been such an important ongoing part of the work, has it not?
Yes, sir. It definitely has been a major part of the work. Working for HPL and just working in any type of organization that is based on helping the community, you definitely have to have the mindset that you're trying to reach and you're trying to have a product and services and resource that can be able to reach everyone. There's no borders, there's no lines, there's no walls, there's no segregation, no separation. You have to have that mindset when you go into your work that you're there to help any and everyone. So working for HPL, working here at Cafecollege Houston, knowing what we stand for in regards to diversity and equity and inequality, and making sure that we crossed all borders and continue to link people, link the community to the world is definitely what we strive on and what we're based on, what we're founded on, and what we will continue to move forward with, even in this present time with so much of the different things that are going on in this nation, in this world right now. We definitely need to let everyone know that we are standing with everyone to make sure that any and everyone can be able to reach whatever dream or goal that they have.
As Dr. Lawson gave the closing comment in that webinar the other day, she used the famous quote from Dr. Martin Luther King about the struggle continues, and the struggle does continue. And what I've seen and understood from you and the work there at Cafecollege, it is also the ability to give people encouragement. Because so many people are needing that encouragement now about what is possible in their next steps, how to take those next steps, and that the work that you do through Cafecollege, many of them come to you at that kind of lowest point in their career, in their life, in their understanding of even sometimes their worth going forward into society as a contributing factor. And I know that y'all do a great job of lifting that up. Speak to that very quickly, if you will.
So absolutely. So just in regards of just encouraging the community, and even the students now, the seniors who did not, they were unable to have prom and proper graduation, even those who are returning back to college. I definitely just want to encourage any and everyone, even the adult learners, that even in the midst of this pandemic, please keep your hope and your faith. And know that whatever dream, whatever plan and desire you had, it is still possible to unfold, to be able to be achieved right now. Just think about a runner. When you think about a track meet and you have hurdles, the hurdles there on the track are meant for you to get over. You know, they're not going to stop you from reaching the finish line. They may be, may slow you down, but when you are in track and you're a runner, you have to practice. You have to have strategic plans on how you're going to get over that. So that just see this pandemic as a hurdle for us to cross over together as one. We are definitely Houston strong, and we're definitely in this together. So please come, please give us a call. Sorry, you can't come right now because we're closed until further notice, but you can definitely give me a call and email me, and we can definitely be able to help you with moving forward with your college and career plans.
I couldn't have closed it out better. I want to thank you for that last comment. It was really right on target, on the money. We look forward to working with you and doing some things as we just explore all this together going in the future. Thank you for being on this segment of Dialogue Youth.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
All right, let me end with this thought. Sometimes it takes a storm to reinvigorate the forest. This is our storm. This is our time. The fierce urgency of now means that we must change things. For such a time as this, we rise to the occasion. We come to reinvigorate our community, to our commitment to each other as human beings, as one who cares, who has concern, compassion, willing to collaborate, willing to cooperate, talk about our common civility, helping to recreate and to co-create this new reality that we will be having as we go forward for the common destiny of our common humanity. It is that time to do that. We must step up to the plate. And it begins with a simple thing of showing each other the common respect by wearing your face mask, washing your hands, keeping your distance, and remember why you wear your mask. I wear my mask for others, not for myself, because I care about you as other human beings as much as I care about myself. In fact, even more so than I care about myself, because it is a selfish thing to do. In a selfish world, the most selfless thing you can do is to wear your mask for others. We see you soon, hopefully, on the next go round of Dialogue Houston. Until next time, as always, be safe, be well, peace, power, and love.